Oh, Canada, we stand on guard for thee.
Welcome to Ravens football, everybody. I'm Rick Burns alongside the coach, Ross Pettigrew. This is a playoff game. It is between the hometown Essex Junior Varsity Ravens and the Junior Varsity Cambridge Lions from here at Alumni Field. Oh, correction, Burlington Stampeders. Made a mistake already, Ross. It's going to be a long night.
That's okay. We're probably going to make quite a few of those mistakes, Rick. We're on YouTube instead of our usual Your TV. But it's a beautiful night for football. It's not overly hot. It's not overly humid. And it shapes up to be a great contest because we've got two fine teams. The Essex Ravens are coming in at 8-0. And the Burlington Stampeders are coming in at 6-2. So this should be a good game. And the last game they played during the season, I believe the score was something like 14-6 in favor of the Ravens. So these teams are very evenly matched.
Yeah, we're just doing the coin toss out at midfield right now. And we'll see. Won't give any secrets away, but we were talking with head coach Joe Malarnick downstairs earlier, and he says he might have some surprises in store for tonight.
Well, you always want to work on things that they haven't seen before, and both teams will have done that, Rick.
Yeah. Captain's coming over and shaking the coach's hands, showing good sportsmanship, which we always like to see. And it looks like Burlington will receive to start the game.
It's sort of become a tradition almost to have the team that wins the toss defer until the second half.
Yeah. I think once this year, though, we saw where the one team, I can't remember which team it was. It was during the varsity game where they won the toss, but they elected to receive. But you're right.
I can't remember that particular game either. It happens so infrequently anymore.
Yeah, I was gonna say you don't see that very often, though.
Well, this is one time when even the junior varsity Ravens, most of them are unfamiliar to us, Rick, because we haven't covered their games.
Yeah. So we got us a little pooch kick, and we'll see who. The Ravens say they have it. I think it went off a Raven player before it went out of bounds. I don't know if he actually caught it, but he's the one that touched it. No, they're pointing. It's going to be Burlington ball. I thought the Ravens had the ball or touched it before it went out of bounds. He was the only one there.
I couldn't see it from here, Rick, but it may well be that it slipped out of his hands and a Burlington player touched it at the last second.
Could be.
That's the only thing I can think of.
Yeah.
But certainly, head coach Joe Malarnick of the Ravens is going to be questioning the call, and the referee tonight, who is Byron Griffith, is coming over to explain to Joe exactly what happened. Now, Joe won't be happy with the call.
No.
But the call is the call.
Yeah.
So Burlington will start 1st and 10 in good field position, excellent field position.
Yeah, starting at their own 46-yard line. can't quite see the number of the quarterback for Burlington. Unfortunately, the rosters we have does not have positions on them. And he'll hand off the ball right off the bat.
Number 30, Tan Walker.
And that was number 30, Kalen Tan. So Justin Denome is the quarterback. Thank you, Ross. Another handoff. This time it goes nowhere. Actually, a loss of a yard on the play. Good defensive play by the Ravens defensive line.
And I think it sets up a punting situation for the Stampeders.
We've got 3rd down and 5, ball on the Stampeders 52-yard line, 51-yard line.
Dante Cava out of Holy Names made the tackle there for the Ravens. Back deep, one man back for the Ravens. And that's 34, Malachi Jackson. And Jackson will take it at his own 29-yard line, trying to get outside to the far sideline.
A great coverage by the Stampeders, great punt coverage on that play. But it was very nearly blocked and probably should have been by the Ravens.
Assistant by number 17, Justin LaRue.
I believe that was Brody Weber, number 21 on the tackle.
Ravens don't have great field position to begin their first drive, Rick, but it's decent field position. Anytime you're at the 30 or further up the field than the 30, that's pretty good position.
Lining up behind the center, number 5, Nate Russell.
So Nate Rochlow in at quarterback for the junior varsity Ravens. His first pass is complete on the far side. It'll be a short gain.
That's a place where the quarterback wants to know where the coverage is. There are 3 or 4 red shirts over there, the Stampeders, so he threw it into a crowd, and that's pretty risky at the same time as not having much chance to gain yardage on the play.
So that was
Ravens are going 3-by-2 right now, Rick.
another pass on the near side, and it's complete for a first down by Ryan Connolly as he's just shy of the 50-yard line. They'll mark it about the 48-yard line. So nice pass there by Rochelo.
Ravens, first down. 1st and 10 Ravens. On their own 38-yard line.
First and 10. This time they'll hand the ball off straight up the middle. That's going to gain maybe 3 on the play. As that was Ryan Connolly, number 22, carrying the ball.
Assisting on the tackle, number 99, Anthony Opposite.
Conley's had a pretty good season. You know, he's averaging almost 4 yards per carry.
Yeah, 2 yards of play, bring up 2nd down at 8.
A quick out is complete to Bayless, and Bayless, see where they mark him. It's going to be close to the first down marker. I think they're going to call him short by about a yard. Well, it's early in the game. Let's see what Coach Malarnik calls here.
He's going to go for it, Rick. That's pretty obvious. Bayless is a pretty good receiver. He averages 11 yards a reception. And, if you get 11 yards of reception, usually you're going to get a first down. A little short this time, but certainly a makeable third down.
54-yard line.
The pitch back in the backfield, and that's going to gain first down yardage. Always a dangerous play on third and short when you pitch it back in the backfield. But a nice run by Connolly, and he gained 4. He needed 1. He gained 4.
But he picked up a nice block in the bathroom, in the backfield that sprung him.
I would hope not. The Ravens, for their first drive of the game, Ross, they're putting together a pretty decent drive here.
Thus far, absolutely.
Yeah, nice mix of run and pass. Ball comes loose, and we'll see, but it looks like Burlington comes on, or pardon me, falls on it, as Nate Rocheleau, he was in trouble right from the get-go.
Nate Ross, you have 3 seconds at most to get rid of the ball. Once that time's gone, the clock is gone, tuck it and either run or just give up the play.
Yeah.
But he tried to make something happen with too many red shirts around him. The result is the Stampeders have the ball.
Ravens 46-yard line.
So Denome hands the ball off to number 30, Tan. And Tan's going to get about a half a yard. We'll give him a full yard on it, I guess, as they're going to mark it right on the 45.
I want to mention something, Rick. In varsity and junior varsity, it's 3-down football. In Bantam football in the Ontario Summer Football League, it's 4-down football. But this is junior varsity, so it's 3 downs.
Yeah. Well, and we've said many a times that we'd like, it used to be 4, we'd like to see it go back to 4 down. Gives the extra kids, and that's intercepted. Good job of getting up in the air and picking that up.
I think it was number 52, Rick.
I believe it was Dante Cava out of Holy Names. First making a good sack on, or a good tackle on Burlington's first possession, and now goes up in the air and high points the ball and comes down with it.
That's his first interception of the year. And a very opportune time to make that interception.
Well, and they're pretty much right back where they started when they fumbled, right? So no harm, no foul, I guess, but that one's going to go for a loss.
Burlington goes with a 43 defense, and they did a good job of having the linebackers fill, so it was really almost a gap control defense on that one, and there was nowhere for the running back to run.
Yeah, Diego Rosas Zamora, number 28 for Burlington, got a hand on him, and he just wouldn't let him go, and held on to the jersey till help arrived.
When the linebackers are filling like that, it really limits your opportunities to run.
So 2nd down and 14 now. Pass is short, as Rocheleau was under pressure. Got hit just after he delivered the ball.
Obvious punting situation for the Ravens. Well, we have a minute, Rick. Go over the officials tonight. The referee, as mentioned before, Byron Griffith. The umpire, Chris Patton. Head linesman, Larry Rogers. Line judge, Les Suliak. The back judge is Joe Cooper. And the back umpire, Corey Cousins. So that's a very good officiating crew for tonight's game. Many of them are on the OUA panel. That was a nice punt, and fairly good return, actually.
Sorry to leave you alone there, Ross. I had to get a clarification on a name. I have to apologize to number 34. I called him Malachi. It's Malachi Jackson. So
You should have asked me. I knew that.
well,
Stampeder 40-yard line.
yeah, I probably should have.
5-0.
Then right after I said it, I thought, no, that just doesn't seem right. So Justin Denham this time will go up under center at the 40-yard line. And the handoff up the middle, and nice little run by Tan. And Tan's going to gain about 8 on the carry. Bring up a 2nd down and 2.
Kevin Rakowska.
Rakowska making the tackle.
Wow, that was a nice pickup, obviously, for the Stampeders.
They go back to Tan, and I don't know how Tan got out of that, but he's got a lot of green ahead of him, being chased down, and they're not going to catch him. A touchdown, Burlington.
He just works right up through the middle.
He sure did.
A couple of hands were reaching for him, but you've got to really drive through that tackle if you're going to make the tackle.
That was a 65-yard run.
And the extra point, successful.
Zach Nelson's extra point is good.
Now it's going to be interesting, Rick, to see how the Ravens rebound, because they certainly didn't, the way they were holding the Stampeders in check, as the Stampeders are holding them in check as well, but they didn't expect a burst right up the middle like that, and let's set them back on their heels for a little bit, and we'll just have to wait and see how the Ravens respond.
Definitely a wake-up call, that's for sure. Once Tan got through that jumble of bodies there at the line of scrimmage, he kicked it into a second gear, and he was gone.
Well, the head coach, Pete Wilson, must have seen something that he liked, and so the play went in and ended up 7-0 lead for the Stampeders.
Deep at the 8-yard line was Rakowska, and Rakowska with a decent return gets it up across the 20.
That was good coverage by the Stampeders, but a lot of Ravens seemed to be standing around rather than putting a block on a red jersey.
As they say, they were spectators.
And not a good time to be a spectator.
No, not at all. Well, let's see how the Ravens respond.
They've dug themselves a little hole.
A little bit.
They don't want to be inside of a deep hole.
No. Gain of 5 on that play. That was Emmanuel Pettit.
Rushlow's got a good arm,
He does.
and he's out of Herman Secondary School here, right here in Windsor.
Well, and the one who caught it, 25, Emmanuel Pettit. And Lasky after the play. As that running play went nowhere. That time it was Ryan Connolly.
Connolly didn't wait for his block to form. He tried to outrun the guy blocking in front of the player blocking in front of him. When you outrun the blocker, you leave yourself naked. So what he should have done was waited for the kick-out block and then cut underneath it. And he didn't do that. And as a result, the Ravens are looking at a long third.
I was going to ask you there just before that play. Pettit, number 25, is out of A21 Academy. I've never heard of that. You can tell me after this play where it's from. That pass is into the bench. As it looked like on that play, Rocheleau was throwing to the coach on the sideline. Just got away from him.
I got to be honest with you. That far to go on third down, and they're going to risk a pass like that and turn the ball over to the St. Peters inside the 30. Just, I don't see the logic in that myself. Not my call, but I don't see that.
No, but you're right. That's a long pass.
That's a long pass.
That's a long pass when you only need 2 yards.
You know something? If you got less than a yard, okay, but deep in your own end,
yeah.
You got 3 yards for a first down. Boy, that's.
Yeah. Denome looking towards the end zone, and I don't know what they're going to call it. Yep, they're going to say the receiver came down. Both players had their hands on the ball. But it was Avery Sabarin that came down with it.
Rick, I'm not trying to be unkind to the Ravens, but Stampeders owe Ravens a vote of thanks because they really set that up, giving them great field position after that exercise of futility of a third down play.
Yep. The extra point is good.
I appreciate very much that Tasha McLeod of the Stampeders sent me the rosters with the numbers and the names, but unfortunately we don't have the stats for the Burlington team so that we can provide you with what they've done over the season, and we don't have the high schools the young men attended. So we would like to have done that, but we don't have that information available. I checked the website of the Summer Football League, and I couldn't find it there either.
Number 6, Zach Wilson. Back to the Ravens, number 20, Kevin McCusker. And number 34, Malachi Jackson.
Boy, he's got a leg.
He sure does. Wow.
Great kick with number 20, Kevin Rakowska on the return.
He sends Rakowska back deep. We got penalty markers on the play right at the 20-yard line.
Pushing the back.
First contact of defense made by number 82, Adriano Bruno.
That was pretty obvious, Rick. He laid his hands on him. He didn't give him a real good push, but he had his hands on him, and can't do that.
Nope, that's all it takes. I'll tell you, Ross, it's unusual, but right now, what I'm seeing is the Ravens are a little bit disheveled out there.
You are guilty only of understatement, Rick.
Okay. Yeah, they just, I don't know, man. They just don't seem to be as composed as what we're used to.
And if they can't get something going here, we're going to see another 2 points added on, plus giving up the ball
Yeah.
to the Stampeders.
Pass is complete out at the 15-yard line. That might be enough for a first down as Malachi Jackson out of Herman comes down with it. And it is a first down out at the 16. So
Jackson's the leading receiver for the junior varsity Ravens. He averages almost 27 yards a catch.
That gets them a little bit out of the shadows of their own goalpost.
That was a nicely thrown ball. And he did have good protection on that play.
He did. Back to throw again. Throws it short. And tackled immediately was Ryan Connolly.
Great defensive read comes from number 28, Diego Rosa.
Rosa Zamora with the tackle. So it'll bring up a second down and a very long 8. Rochlo's pass is intercepted, and they're not going to give him the end zone. They're giving it just outside the end zone.
1 yard line.
So the ball will be marked at the 1.
For Burlington, number 54.
That was Dylan Tharby, as he read Rochlo's eyes all the way on that one.
Well, the trouble is, Rushlow locked onto the receiver.
Yeah.
When you lock onto the receiver, particularly when the defense is playing a little bit of zone coverage, they're going to lock on in his eyes. He jumped the cover. He jumped the receiver and took it down to what appeared to be a touchdown, but apparently it's going to be put back at the 1.
Yeah.
Get the ball, D! Let's go, Ravens!
So Burlington's going to have Benome up under center. And a quick handoff for the touchdown.
Well, the whole
Oh,
Ravens.
Penalty flag
Well,
on
we'll
the
see.
near side here,
Have
Ross.
to take a look and see who it was on. Offside Ravens, I think.
So they'll decline.
The Ravens penalty of decline was on the play. Stampeders touchdown. On the touchdown for Burlington, number 99, Anthony Officino.
I would say this is a reasonably deep hole in which the Ravens had lived themselves right now, and boy, this is going to be tough to climb out of this one, Rick.
Oh, it sure is.
And momentum and every other positive thing is on the side of the Burlington team right now.
Yeah.
That kick is good. With 21 seconds left to play in the first quarter. Burlington 21. Your Essex Ravens no score.
Well, Rick, we'll have to wait and see what the Ravens can do. But if they continue to pass, they've got to mix it up. They just can't throw the ball.
Yeah.
And obviously, the Stampeders have figured out the Raven passing game. But as a quarterback, and he'll have to learn, he keeps his eyes downfield, but he's got to have a progression of going to one receiver. If he's covered, go to the second receiver. And you're not going to go much further than that. Then you got to have a check down.
Yeah.
And Rushlow hasn't done that. He's eyeballing the first receiver. He's going to him every time. You know something? It's a learning experience for a young man, but it's a tough way to have a learning experience.
Oh, absolutely. And especially being at home, too. Short kick to Makowska. And he gets it up across the 30 to the 31-yard line.
Brought down by number 82, Adriano Bruno. First down.
Adriano Bruno with the tackle.
This drive on the Ravens'
You know, Rick, there's an
32-yard
old saying in football, field position is so important. And that's something that I think the Raven coaching staff has overlooked somewhat today.
Yes. Well, and 2 turnovers too, right?
That didn't help.
line.
Rochel's pass is complete on the near sideline.
Stepped out of bounds.
Pass is complete to number 7.
Connects with Jaden Bayless. But it will be a first down.
First down.
That's too bad that he stepped out of bounds. That could have been a big play for the Ravens.
Yes.
End of the first quarter, I guess.
And that takes us
Well, the Raven fans are going to hope that they have a much better second quarter.
after the fourth quarter. Burlington Stampeders 21. Your Essex Ravens, no score.
Let's go, Russell!
Well, the Ravens are definitely going to have to make some adjustments here, Ross, in the second quarter. Otherwise, they may find themselves out of it by the end of the half.
You're absolutely right, Rick.
Rochel scrambling around, puts it in the air, but the receiver
Russell's pass is incomplete.
was Liam Havinga.
Intended for number 82.
Didn't turn around, although I think it was over his head anyway, but was late turning his head around, didn't see the ball at all.
You don't turn your head around, you're not going to find the ball.
No. And he was very late turning it around.
Penalty on the Ravens. I think they're offside.
Declined by Burlington, so it'll be 2nd and 10.
Decline.
That's a decline. They're obviously declined that
Second
penalty.
down and 10.
That pass is caught and fighting for first down yardage, but won't get there, was Ryan Connolly.
On the tackle.
The offensive line are standing around. The receiver's trying to make some yardage. Come in there, push them from behind, pick up the first down.
Yeah.
Brings up 3rd down and 3 Essex.
So we'll call it a 3rd down and 3 for the Ravens.
And the Ravens are in their own end of the field. Not as deep as they were the last time they went for it in the third, but it's about the same distance. Now we'll have to see what they do on this play. But boy, they sure don't want to give the ball to the Stampeders where it is right now.
No. Nice quick handoff and a good run by Dominic McKessie.
That was an excellent call by the offensive coordinator of the Ravens.
He had quite the gap to scamper through on that play.
The Stampeders were playing pass all the way on that because that's what the Ravens have been doing. So they crossed them up the little counter action and it threw them right off.
Rochelow's pass is complete to Bayless. And Bayless is brought down after an 8-yard gain.
Bayless probably would have been better off turning to the outside because there were too many red shirts when he turned inside and he lost a yard or two.
There is a penalty marker down, and it's offside against Burlington.
That's a no-brainer. Take the penalty for the Ravens.
And keep the first down, yeah.
Keep the first down, 5 yards.
Yeah, 1st and 5 as opposed to 2nd and 3.
Offsides, the penalty against the Stampeders. With a 5-yard penalty. Replay, 1st down.
Well, Ross, I think it's imperative for the Ravens to score here on this set of downs.
You've got to put some points on the board
Yeah.
very soon. If not this series, certainly the next.
Rochelow's pass is caught. Nice little dipsy doodle by Malachi Jackson. got maybe an extra yard or two, though. There's good coverage out there by Burlington.
Well, that's his go-to receiver. Malachi is averaging almost 27 yards, as we mentioned earlier, per catch and run, and
Yeah.
18 to play in the second quarter.
fine receiver.
Both out of Herman. So they're definitely familiar with each other.
Well, Herman is, without any doubt, one of the top high school programs, not only in the province, but in Canada.
29-yard line.
And the pitch this time is back to Connolly. And Connolly cuts it upfield. And he's going to get a nice gain of about 6 on the play. So call it a 2nd down and 4.
I think they're getting a better mix right now, Rick, of punt, pass, and run.
Yeah.
And that's going to keep the Stampeders a little bit more off balance than if it's pass.
3-yard line.
Flag on the far side of the field as the handoff goes to Damian Kennedy. And depending on the flag, he will have first down yardage.
Donovan Osmond, the ball carrier on play. On the tackle of the
We'll have to wait and see what the call is.
Offside against the
Offside.
Ravens. Can't afford those mistakes.
No.
One of the things receivers, particularly, it's easier in the U.S. when they're frozen at the line. They can look at the ball. But they've got to have, the timing has to be perfect, and it's better to be a step behind the line of scrimmage than a step in front of it.
Yeah.
That's a 5-yard penalty.
So that'll make it 2nd and 9 from the 28-yard line.
One thing the Ravens have been doing, though, and wideouts have to do it, they've been getting very good separation
Yes.
for the last few drives, the last couple of drives from the defenders.
Rochlo going for it all. Touchdown Ravens. Wide open in the end zone was Terrace Washington Janusis, another player out of Herman. And
There's a penalty
But-
after the touchdown. I don't know if it's for
he
celebration.
spiked the ball.
Oh, did he spike
He
it?
spiked it, yes. You can't do that. So the touchdown will count. They'll just take the penalty yards after.
But the kids see it all the time in the NFL, Rick.
Well, and that's
You're allowed to do it in the NFL.
yeah,
But this isn't the NFL.
that's right. CFL too. But he did spike it.
There's the penalty against the Ravens after the touchdown. Spike.
Just not a smart play.
No.
Number 20, Kellen Murkowska, into the
You know, one of the things you have to do in a game, it's an emotional game, and I understand the young man, he's excited about catching the touchdown pass, but you can't have your team penalized because you're caught up in the moment.
No, that's right.
10-yard penalty will be assessed to the Ravens on the kickoff.
But as a result, they're going to kick off from 10 yards further back. Lost in what our discussion in a few moments is that was a great throw by Russell.
Oh, it sure was. He put it right on the numbers.
I'm not sure. There must have been a mix-up in the coverage for him to be that wide open.
Yeah.
Januskas. I believe Januskas.
Yeah.
I think he's out of Herman, and I believe, I'm not positive, I think he's a younger brother, that fine receiver for the University of Guelph Griffins, Vashawn Januskis, who was an outstanding player for the Ravens on their 2019 championship team. Well, you look down and see a great roster of players. On the roster of players, you see a lot of Holy Names players, you see a lot of Herman players, and players from other programs too. When Mark Dupe was coaching the Lesueur Eagles, he had a tremendous number of players playing.
Well, they tried the onside kick. It goes out of bounds, directly out of bounds, so that's going to cost the Ravens some extra
Well, when you
yardage.
consider that they kicked 10 yards further back, I'm not sure that was the smartest time. And that's only my opinion. Rick doesn't mean it's the right call. I'm right.
Yeah.
But I don't think that's the time you want to try a short kick like that, because you're giving the Stampeders the ball in your own territory. And after you've done that 2 or 3 times, they know what's going to happen.
Yeah, they're expecting it.
You know, I mean, why don't you just tell them you're going to do it, because they know you're going to.
So they'll start from the Essex 52. High snap. But the handoff goes to Tan.
Number 30, Caitlin Tan.
And Tan's going to gain about 7 on the play, maybe 8. Yeah, we'll say 8 yards on the play.
And brings up second down and 2.
Second and 2. Tan is coming out of the game.
You know, I hate to say it, Rick, but it's almost Christmas time for the Stampeders with the Ravens playing Santa Claus.
Yeah. That pass over the head of the intended receiver, almost intercepted by Elijah Maxwell.
One Calvin Johnston. Penalty flag on the play. So senior call against the Stampeders. The Ravens decline the penalty.
The Ravens will decline the illegal procedure against the Stampeders, and it'll bring up a 3rd and 2. The offense for the Stampeders will stay on the field.
7:15 to play in the second quarter. Stampeders 21, Ravens 7.
Oh, I thought they might try and draw him offside, and that's going to be short as they handed the ball off to Nick Honchar, and he was stopped right at the line of scrimmage, maybe a half a yard at most.
Number 49, Jackson Green.
I guess I'm kind of scratching my head up here, Ross. They took Tan out of the game, and I was just before they did, I was going to comment to you that I like that kid's explosiveness.
Absolutely. I'm surprised they took him out.
He wasn't limping or anything when he was going off the field, so a huge stop for the Ravens, and now they're going to have to capitalize on it.
Well, the Ravens played it well defensively. They had their pad level low, and that's going to help a lot.
Pass complete to McKessie, and McKessie is going to be, we'll have to see when they pick up the yard marker.
A little short, I think.
About a half a yard short, I think.
Larnick, the coach,
Joe, yeah.
he's pointing it right where it should be. He put it. Hey, they put the
says,
down
"Look."
box right where Joe pointed.
He said, look, there's his footprint
That's
right
where
there.
it is.
So it's just shy of a yard.
Second down and 1
In his other life, Joe really wants to be a referee.
on the Essex 53-yard line.
Yeah, I could see that.
Doesn't every coach think he's a referee the way he?
They do now, that's
Yeah,
right,
they
yeah.
sure do.
They don't need the stripes to think they're a referee. The pitch back. Nice run by Connolly. And he's got more than enough for a first down for the Ravens.
Ravens first down.
You can see momentum slowly swinging just a little bit.
Yes, yes. I was going to say,
To the
I don't
side
wanna-
of the boys in black.
don't want to jinx anything because there's still 6:02 left in the first half.
Okay, then I didn't say anything.
No, but if the Ravens can put 7 on the board here, it's going to make for a very interesting second half.
It certainly does. Certainly would.
Pass is through the hands of Emmanuel Pettit, and Pettit upset with himself as that was a perfect pass by Rochelo, and he knew it. He knew he should have had it.
Well, that was a case where, before he gets the ball, he's thinking, where am I going to go with it?
Yes. Yeah.
You got to
Got it.
look it in. You got to track it right in.
He got caught peeking.
Just can't do that.
No.
Football players can never do two things at the same time.
Flag on the near side as the pass is caught by McKessie, and McKessie, depending on the penalty, will have first down yardage, and it might be coming back. We'll have to see.
Offside Ravens?
No, Burlington.
Offside Burlington. Ravens will take that.
Oh, absolutely. Penalty decline, so first down Ravens. It's almost. How can I put this here?
You have to explain it to me first.
No, you'll understand it. One of the toughest boxers ever to fight, Mike Tyson, always said everybody thinks they're tough till they get punched in the mouth. Well, I think the Ravens got punched in the mouth earlier, and now they realize, hey, we're in for a game here.
Well, they better punch back.
Absolutely. Nice run by Connolly, and he's going to be close to another first down, but we do have a penalty flag way on the other side of the field.
That was close to a horse collar tackle, too, but I'm not sure it was. Tough to tell from up here. Officials are much closer than we are.
Oh, offside again against Burlington.
Joe Malarnik's going to decline that in a heartbeat.
Yep, take the first down for sure.
Ravens once again decline the penalty. And once again, moving the chains, good for another Ravens first down.
This drive here, Burlington seems to be shooting themselves in the foot with all these penalties.
Ball was Stampeders' 26-yard line.
So first down Ravens on the 26-yard line of Burlington. Nice pass by Rochelo. Gets it out to McKessie as he was under pressure, and he sidearmed that ball. Got rid of it quick. And a nice gain. Let's see where they mark it. Gain of about 3, maybe 4 on the play.
Gain of 3 yards on the play, brings up second down and 7.
But that's not good though, Ross. Dominic McKessie just came off and is being looked at by the Ravens therapist. And I think it's his shoulder. As McKessie's been a big part. Low snap. Quick handoff. Bouncing off a would-be tackle. He's got a blocker in front. That's number 22, Connolly. Touchdown, Ravens.
And I don't see any laundry on the field.
Nope. What a block he had in front of him.
Tremendous. I'm sorry we don't have replays with this setup like we do with your TV, but it would certainly be worth a little look if we could.
So for Connolly, that was a 26-yard run?
Well, that certainly is higher than his 4-yard per carry average.
Yeah. Rakowska's extra point is good. So with 3:41 to go in the second quarter. The Ravens are right back in this ball game. Now we've got us a ball game. But again, how many penalties did Burlington take on that drive? I think I counted, what, 3 offsides?
Well,
if not 4?
They decided to reciprocate.
Yeah.
The Ravens gave them gifts in the first quarter. Stampeders were giving out gifts in the second.
Yeah.
Stampeders number 16, Aiden Pantaleo. And number 22, Tegan Jones.
Aiden Pantaleon back deep for the Stampeders.
Ravens number 20, Kevin Lakoska.
And that's who they kick it to. It's Pantaleon takes it at his own 14-yard line. And he is buried at the 25. Great tackle by Spencer Hijack, also out of Herman. That was a textbook tackle. Chest to chest, grab him and put him down.
Put them on the ground.
First down and 10, Burlington.
So Burlington will start at their own 25-yard line.
You want to see the defensive linemen. Look at their backs. They're level, and their pad levels below the offensive linemen. That's the key to stopping the run.
Pass up the middle is caught by Avery Sabarin. Sabarin just shy of the first down marker.
9 yards in the air. So Burlington brings up second down and 1. Ball on the Burlington 34-yard line.
This time they'll hand it off and lose yardage as Nick Honchar. He's going to lose at least 2.
Ravens are getting much better penetration from their defensive line. And they're also protecting the edge a lot better than they did earlier in the game, Rick.
I'm wondering though, Ross, if Tan is hurt, because I haven't seen him since he went out.
I don't know. I haven't had my glasses on the bench, so I haven't been able to pick him up over there.
So there's your 3-minute warning with 2:50 to go here in the first half. And the Ravens.
That's a nice punt.
Nice punt. This kid's got a good leg.
Nice kick from number 40, Nick Honchar.
Halfway decent return. 2:36 to go here in the first half. That's a lifetime in Canadian football, I'll tell you.
Number 28, Diego Rosa Zamora.
Well, you mentioned it a minute ago, Ross, momentum. And it's right now, it's in Essex' favor. Take advantage of it while you have it. Marshall's pass is caught.
I tell you, I'm
Right up the seam.
as this game goes on, I'm more impressed with Rochelo. It doesn't matter if he locks in on the receiver when he's getting the protection he is.
Yes.
And he's got the receivers as open as they are.
I've been impressed with him as well, you're right.
He's in a groove right
And
now.
Malachi Jackson as well. He's made some fine catches.
Tremendous receiver.
He just ran straight up the seam on that one.
Ball in the stand. Peters 34-yard line. 2:20 to play in the second quarter.
Rochelo's pitch in the backfield. And looking for an opening and a nice run and another Raven first down. is Ryan Connolly.
Well, the Stampeders right now are back on their heels. The Ravens would dearly love to even the score going into the half, Rick.
I don't know if they're going to call. No, yeah, they are going to give it to him. I thought they might call for a measurement there for a minute because it was really close there. It was the left foot spot, not the right foot spot, so it was close.
And you notice no argument from Joe Malarnick, the head coach. Of the Ravens.
No, not at all. He didn't have to point that. Well, he might have pointed.
Stampeders 21, your Ravens 14.
1:56 to go. Rochelo looking in the end, wide open in the end zone is Malachi Jackson, and the closest red shirt was about 8 yards away. Wow!
You know something? This, much as it's an exciting moment right now for the Ravens, it's crushing for the Burlington Stampeders. They had a very comfortable lead. They're cruising, and all of a sudden, their world is turned upside down in a matter of minutes. So it's great on one side, not so great on the other. But, of course, this is one time when the teams are going in at the half with the score probably going to be 0-0 in the minds of the coaches.
Penalty flag on the field.
So we've got a penalty marker down.
The Ravens have been called for procedure. That'll back it up, and they'll have to do it again.
We can hear Coach Malarnick yelling on.
Better take a timeout if
Yeah.
they're not certain.
Saying
Take a
we're-
timeout. They've got 2 timeouts.
Yeah, they were.
Why not take one right now and make sure everything's set?
Yeah, he said they were down a man, so.
Looks like it's being applied on the kick right there where it was. He didn't signal to our side.
So they will do the extra try.
So the Caesars to call against the Ravens. Penalty will be assessed.
Coach Malarnick actually talked to the trainer there, and I heard him say, "I need to know." I think the player that should have been on was being looked at by the trainer, and Coach Malarnick didn't know.
150 to play in the
So-
quarter. The visiting Burlington Stampeders 21. Your Essex Ravens 21.
But with the start that Burlington had, with the Stampeders had, it's got to be disheartening. All of a sudden, it's basically nothing, right?
Disheartening, demoralizing, any term you want to give it. It certainly is that way to the Stampeders. But you know something, Rick? The game is still 21-21. It's anybody's ball game.
Oh, definitely.
You know something? All the Stampeders have to do is regroup, and they're more than capable of doing that. They're a fine team and well coached. So this game is far from over. The Ravens are on a roll, a bit of a roll right now.
Yeah.
That doesn't mean it's going to continue in the second half.
Talk about a tale of 2 quarters. 21-0 Stampeders after the first. Now it's 21-21, and we still have 1:50 to go here in the second quarter.
Well, you know, maybe Charles Dickens wrote that. He did The Tale of Two Cities. Maybe he can write one about The Tale of Two Quarters.
There you go.
Of course, he's been dead for over a century or
Yeah.
so.
Another short kick, and it's bobbled. That was Grant Lee, number 4, and he was very fortunate to fall on it, as closing in quick was Braden Canto, number 23.
Lee did the smart thing, though, just falling on it.
Yeah.
Didn't try and pick it up. We have some very vocal and intense fans
We
watching
do.
this game along with us, Rick, here in the stadium.
And Kalen Tan, the running back for the Stampeders, is back in the game. Pass is caught for a huge gain.
Justin Deno's pass is complete.
Because that was Justin Ledrew.
That was a deep slant. He was wide open.
Yeah.
First down and 10, Stampeders.
That's how quickly it can change, Rick.
Oh, yes. I'll tell you, I'm impressed with both these quarterbacks' arms. The Gnomes pass is caught. That guy looks like a lineman. That was number 77, Logan McLeod. If he's a wide receiver, he's the biggest wide receiver I've ever seen.
He's a load.
Oh,
I think actually he's not a wide receiver. I think he's a slot, probably in the slot.
oh maybe.
Lines up at tight end or slot.
Yeah, right, yeah. Lined up at tight end. He's a big boy. So 2nd and 9. Boy, Stampeders long time here to get this playoff. That pass is over the head of the intended receiver. And Ross, I just saw what you were talking about, and I've preached for the last, 22 years we've been together. And that was 46, Dresden Howe out of Bell River, charging the quarterback. Couldn't get there, jumped in the air, threw his hands up in the air to get in the face of quarterback Denome.
And I just feel very good about that.
I know you do.
Well, you know, when you put your hands up in the air, first of all, you obscure the quarterback's vision. You shut down the passing lane. Secondly, you got a chance to deflect the ball.
Yeah.
And either knock it down or knock it up in the air, so it's a tip.
Well, and I think he put a little too much air under it as well because he tried to get it over the hands because he was close.
Very, very important that they don't do anything to hit the punter.
No, and they didn't. Good job. And falling down, a little miscommunication there was Malachi Jackson, as I think he cut right in front of Rakowska.
And he shouldn't have done that because
No.
he was going sideways and went to the ground, whereas Mikowska, he was ready to catch the ball and move upfield.
He was camped right under it. So, and unfortunately, tripped over him, over his teammate, and once you hit the ground, you're down. You cannot get back up.
I am really curious to see how Coach Malarnik and his staff are going to handle this last minute. Are they going to try and take advantage of running out the clock? Although they can't do that very easily. There are 2 timeouts left, well, actually for each team. And they sure don't want to give up a safety.
No. But, again, like you say, they have to be smart. And they hand the ball off, getting a nice run all the way out to the 20-yard line was Connolly.
That's a very, in my opinion, that's a very smart call.
Yep.
And you know, they're getting to the edge. Instead of trying to punch it up the middle, where they weren't having a great deal of success, they're mixing in the pass and getting to the edge and doing a little counteraction at the same time. That makes it tougher for the defense to react to it, particularly the big mollywogs in the middle of the line.
Yeah. Well, the Ravens run. Oh.
That's one where Rushell's got to step up into the pocket.
To be honest with you, Ross, I don't even think he saw him coming. That
No,
was
he-
Anthony Apadizano.
But that's why quarterbacks are told to step up, because they can't see the guy coming.
Yeah.
You step up into the pocket, you've got some blocking there, but you don't have any blocking back at the back.
And he came in untouched, too. Somebody missed a blocking assignment on that one. So 2nd and long. Pass is complete to Bayless. And we got a penalty marker down. And I'm wondering if that's going to be against the Stampeders. I don't think it was a late hit. Unnecessary roughness, though, is called against the Stampeders. Wow, that's huge for the Ravens with 24 seconds left. Do you try a couple long ones here?
Coach Joe Malarnik's a riverboat gambler. He's showing that during this game. He might just say, hey, we're out of our deep. We're not deep in our own end. Let's go for broke and send somebody deep and get the ball out to them. Worked before.
I know somebody who would do it, and you do too very well. A very good friend of yours, well, and mine, but closer to you, Greg Marshall out of Western.
Oh, yeah.
You know darn well Greg would do it.
Absolutely he would.
Penalty marker on the near side, and that's exactly what they do. And a great catch downfield by number 34, Malachi Jackson again. Well, we'll have to see what the penalty marker back at the 44-yard line is.
Be offside on the Ravens, I don't know.
No,
No, it's not.
it's against the Stampeders.
That was a remarkable catch. I mean, that was a certain.
It was, yeah.
That would have been a tremendous catch at the OUA or the NC2A level or even in the NFL. That was just a remarkable catch.
There's only one problem. If we'd have been able to stay on his feet, he was in the end zone. So Malachi Jackson, I'm telling you, boy, he's got some sweet hands on him.
I'll tell you right now, if he keeps developing the way he is, he can go stateside.
Yeah, he's got the speed to beat the defenders, and like I say, he's got some sweet hands on him, I'll tell you.
Well, the Ravens have taken a timeout, and they've even got one left after this, so that's a good use of a timeout, in my opinion.
Well, do you think they'd be putting in 2 plays at this point?
They might. That's tough to do at this level, Rick. This is junior varsity, but
Yeah.
they might.
Well, they've got a timeout left, so they don't really have to, right?
But they're not going to mess with the count. I think the count's probably going to be on 1 both times.
So 16 seconds left here in the first half. We are tied at 21. Low snap, picked up by Rochelo. Wide open and stepping out of bounds smartly was Jaden Bayless. Maybe. He had open real estate ahead of him.
But he wanted to make
There's
sure
still
he
a
got out of bounds. To make
There's
sure
still
the clock,
11 seconds on the
doesn't-
clock,
They don't have
though.
to use up time out now because the clock won't start
Right.
until the snap of the ball.
I understand what he did. There was nobody behind him, though.
Well, there was somebody coming over,
Yeah.
had the angle on him.
But even if he gets
So-
knocked out of bounds, they
But
stop it,
something,
right?
he's doing what his coaches told him.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, no, it's a smart play.
Go down, go down.
And getting out of bounds with 4 seconds left.
Now here's an interesting call for a coach.
That was
Do you-
McKessie.
Do you go for 3 or do you go for the major?
Dominic McKeezy.
Now, if Coach Mills were making the call, or as you mentioned, Greg Marshall,
Oh, they're going for the
They're
major.
going for the major.
Big time, big time. And it looks like Coach Malarnik, who has been together with Coach Mills for as long as I can remember,
but he's got to use the
pretty
timeout.
much
He's
on
gotta
the
use
same
his-
page.
He's got to use his timeout now to
Yes.
get things in order, and because they can't make any mistakes in this because there's even an incomplete pass is going to use up the clock.
Yeah. I guess my thinking would be that they've got the Stampeders on their heels. They're frazzled on defense. Take the shot.
Oh,
At worst, you go to the half tide.
we're in the press box. Of course, I think you should go for it. Of course.
Hey,
we
we're
do.
perfect up here.
Yeah,
aren't
yeah, we don't make any
Absolutely.
mistakes up here.
No.
No.
Some people may disagree with us, but
We
you
got
know.
we got Coach Heath Chandler up here, and he's helping us out with the
What do you think, Heath?
YouTube broadcast. What are you going to do?
What do you
Coach?
do? Tell the people out there. What are you going to do? What would you do?
Well, what I do at this point, I'm a little bit more conservative. I'd go for the points, which they're doing right now.
You know something? That's the safe call and
All
probably
right.
the smart call.
All right.
But again, we're reckless because we don't have anything to lose.
We have no skin in the game. Go for it,
Coach
man.
Chandler's right.
Yeah. Unfortunately, it's only going to amount to 1 point because it was wide.
But they can say to themselves, we're going into half with the lead.
Yes. after being down 21-0.
He's going to put us on the air now.
There we are up in our cozy little booth up here where coaching-wise, I guess we're pretty good, but we're not down on the field making the important decisions.
No risk to us up here. Rick.
No, none at all.
Hey,
so.
you know something? It turned out they got a single. If they had done what we said, I'm sure they would have got the major.
Yeah. Of course, I'm Rick Burns. He's the coach, Ross Pettigrew. Normally you see us on Your TV, but we are here on YouTube for this game. We will be on Your TV next week for the senior varsity. Ross, a tale of two halves. 21-0 for the Stampeders after the first quarter, and now it's 22-21 Ravens going into halftime.
Which sets up a tremendous second half for us. And boy, I can't tell you how excited I am about the fact we're going to be here to call it. And looking forward to see whichever team wins. I guess probably we're a little bit biased toward the Ravens because we're with that organization. But we have great respect for the Stampeders.
Well, do you think our Ravens shirt give us away here?
Probably the viewers are
Probably
intelligent enough to pick that up. I would guess that's correct.
Absolutely. So we're going to take a timeout. There won't be any commercials or anything, but it is a 15-minute half, so that gives us a little bit of a break. And right now on the clock, it is 13 minutes and 40 seconds. That's when we'll see you. Beauty. Just a real quick little... Yeah, you got to remember to turn. Did you see me turning?
Nicholson.
Welcome back to Alumni Field. Rick Burns alongside the coach, Ross Pettigrew. And second half action is underway. A little bit of trickery there as Malachi Jackson gets it out to the 35-yard line. We are hoping that there won't be a delay as the game goes on. A little bit of a power outage here at Alumni Field. The stadium lights went out, and they are working on it. So right now it's still light enough to see the ball if it's thrown in the air. But
Well, at my age, Rick, I need all the light I can get to see the field.
you and me both, brother, I'm telling you. So the Ravens will have it 1st and 10 from their own 35-yard line. And first play of the second half, hand the ball off for a 6-yard gain. That was Ryan Connolly, the ball carrier. So far tonight, Ross, he seems to be the workhorse out of the backfield.
He's doing a great job. At the
He
end
is.
of the game, he averaged 4 yards per carry, but he's doing more than that tonight.
Oh, he's up in that average tonight, that's for sure. Well, and here we thought it was going to be Damian Kennedy and Donovan Osman were the 1 and 2 in the backfield. Pass is caught, and that should be enough for a first down, as it is
Actually,
across the 45.
They should mark him right where he was because he was kneeling when he caught the ball.
Yeah. Joe's
Coach
pointing.
Larnick is also helping referee.
And it looks like that's Coach Miller right again.
Well, he's not going to argue it now. He's got the first down. He's
Yeah.
laughing at. He's talking to Les Suliak, and he's laughing about it.
They're both. I think they're both laughing at that. Yeah. But it was a gain of 11 anyway. So
Les Suliak, the line judge, he was a librarian by the time he finished his teaching career, but he was a long-time assistant coach at Kennedy. He had a lot of success under his offensive calling.
a little draw play there to Connolly, and Connolly almost broke it open. If it weren't for Noah Hopkins, Donnelly would have been gone.
That was really smart on the part of Rochlo. He looked like he was going to throw the ball and then just gave it off in a draw type action.
Yeah.
And I think that just made the defense hesitate just a little bit.
Well, and that's all it takes, right? Just that split-second hesitation.
You get a back that can get to that, explode through that hole with a great burst. Boy, you can't have any hesitation whatsoever.
No.
I think the lights are coming back on, Rick.
Yes, they are. So that's a good sign.
I think they may have called a timeout. Or perhaps an injury timeout.
Number 71 for
Well, he may have been sent
Joseph
off,
Brukai for the Stampeders went off really late.
but he may have been sent off for an equipment issue too.
That could be. Yeah. I thought the Ravens were going to have to call a timeout. They were very slow in getting that play back in.
Well, they caught a break when the official sent the other player off.
Yeah.
The
Well, it saved the timeout, right?
for sure.
So 1st and 10 from the Stampeder 43-yard line. Rochlo with a nice short pass, and it's caught by Jackson. Well, we do have a penalty marker in the backfield.
It's probably a hold, is it?
I believe so. The white hat there pointed Essex way. I didn't see the signal, but they are explaining it to one of the captains of the
I think it's funny.
Stampeders defense.
The referee goes to the captains. He asks the captains what they want. The captains look to the coach on the sideline and tell the referee. Referee may as well do what they do in the pros and in the NC2A. Just look at the
Straight
coach on
to-
the
yeah.
sideline and say, what do you want?
Yeah.
That's a 10-yard penalty.
Sometimes
Replay.
Canadian football rules baffle me, Rick.
Well, and especially when something like this, you're not going to decline it. It's pretty obvious.
No,
You're going to accept it, so.
but you still have to check with the team.
Oh, absolutely. Connolly cuts left, then back to the right, and gets up to the 50-yard line.
One thing that I'm really impressed with both teams, when they run the ball, they're securing the ball.
Yes.
We haven't seen very many fumbles, if any, tonight. And I don't remember seeing one.
No, a couple picks, but I don't think.
Yeah, but I haven't seen any fumbles, and that reflects well on the coaching and the ball carriers.
I think there was one
Maybe one.
early on. It was on the Ravens' first set of downs to start the game. They fumbled the ball, and and Stampeders jumped on it. But other than that, yeah,
Securing the ball very well.
yeah. Well, it is 3rd and about 16, and it looks like Coach Malarnick is going to go for it.
He's rolling the dice again. That's not going to result in the first
No,
down.
that's not going to do it.
You got to know down and distance if you're going to do something like that, and you've got to realize you can't throw a ball underneath like that.
No, McKessie had no chance of gaining.
That was just absolutely a wasted play.
Yeah.
Teach down and distance to your players so they know you've got to throw it to a receiver who has got a chance to get to the down marker, the first down marker, or is already beyond it.
Oh, pardon me. That was only 2nd down because of the penalty.
Well, then,
So it's 3rd and 11
then
now.
we both messed up.
Well, yeah. I thought it was 3rd down.
So, in retrospect, I think it was a good play.
Yeah. Well, they got 6 yards out of it, so made it a little more respectable. But they faked the punt, and the Stampeders did not buy it.
You don't fake a punt when you got about 12 yards to go.
No, that was Damian Kennedy that took the snap, and he only gained maybe 2 at best.
Well, you know something? Coach Malarnick made the call, and he has every right to make the call. We have every right to think that's not maybe the call that should be made. And obviously it wasn't a good call because Stampeders have tremendous field position now.
Yeah.
And the last few times they've had good field position, bad things happen to the Ravens.
That play goes absolutely nowhere as Honchar is going to lose about 4, if not 5, on the play.
Well, that was great pursuit by the Ravens.
Spencer Hayek was the lead tackler on that.
One thing a defensive lineman has to do to stop the run game, their slant and tackling techniques have to be tremendous. And quickness.
4 yards of the play brings up 2nd down and 14.
So 2nd down and 14.
Got to get off the ball.
Denome scrambles to his right, and wide open downfield is Ryan Fancy, and he's going to get into Raven territory for the first down. Wow, Fancy was wide open on that one.
Ryan Fancy.
Stampeders going hurry up here. This time on a jet sweep, it goes to Grant Lee, and Lee, they're going to mark him right back at the original line of scrimmage at the 50 of the Ravens.
Tackler is number 2, Alvin Dufresne.
Avon Dufresne with the tackle. And again, they're going with a bit of a hurry up. The Gnome rolling out again, and wide open again was number 17, Justin Ledrew. And the defender was with him, but just let him go.
Got to stick with him. Got to stay with him all the way.
If he stays with him, odds are he gets an interception.
Part of the problem, too, is The quarterback rolled, and there was no contain on the outside to force him to throw it sooner than he wanted.
Right. This time, Denome's going to go up under center, and they hand the ball off to Tan. Tan bounces it outside, and he's going to gain about 14.
Well, this is reminiscent of the first quarter,
Yeah.
Stampeders.
but certainly the Stampeders are carrying the play right now. But they got a tremendous gift by the Ravens not punting the ball deep and forcing them to go to the length of the field.
Yeah.
Field position, field position, field position.
Stampeders 21.
There's a missed tackle, but fortunately there were other Ravens there to make it.
Yeah.
Fortunately for the Ravens.
That was Nick Honchar, who was just absolutely swarmed by Ravens.
Number 61.
But as you said, the first guy there missed him. He dove at him and missed him.
But I think the Stampeders are in 3-down territory here.
I think
If they
so.
don't go for a field goal, they're going to go for it, but they certainly aren't going to punt the ball.
Well, their kicker definitely has the leg. We've seen that. He has absolutely bombed some. They're going to go towards the corner of the end zone, incomplete, as Denome just couldn't hit Aiden Pantaleone.
That was just a miss because the receiver was behind the defenders.
He was.
He beat the coverage.
Would have been a heck of a catch, but you're right, Ross. He was behind the
I think they're
defense.
going to go field goal.
1 point game, I would. I think I would. This time I would. Yeah.
Take the points.
Yeah.
Coaching smart.
Stampeders look to be lining up for it.
Rakowska is in the end zone for the Ravens in case of a miss.
Ravens are coming after it.
Yeah.
One deep.
And it's way wide through the end zone, so we have a tie game.
And you know something? The Ravens are going to settle for that, Rick.
Yes.
Tie ball game at 22 with 4:09 to play the third quarter.
He definitely had plenty of leg. He just didn't have the accuracy on that one. So at 7:51 of the third quarter, we are all knotted up at 22-22.
I don't know what the reason for the delay is. The Ravens are obviously going to take the ball at the 35-yard line.
I don't necessarily disagree with that because the Stampeders have shown great coverage on the kicks.
No, I'm not saying I would do the same thing. I'm just
Yeah.
wondering what the delay is.
Right.
I think Russell is going to keep going to the air.
Short gain for Bayless on the reception. That'll bring up a second down and 9. I don't mind that, but it hasn't been very successful though. Cambridge, I did it again. Burlington Stampeders, they're sniffing it out. They have all night long. That short, quick out.
Well, they've got one high. I think if they go with a quick slant, they might have something.
Pass is dropped. It would have been a first down, but it goes off the hands of Jackson. And I think that's Jackson's first miss of the ball game. So now the Ravens will send out the punting team.
I think Jackson would like that one back.
Oh, I think so too. Again, it almost looked like he was starting to turn to run upfield before he had the ball.
Got to get the ball. Track it right in and secure it.
Yeah.
Get away.
They're short a player.
So Pantaleone is back deep for the Stampeders on the far side, and on the near side is Keegan Jones. Short punt angled out of bounds, and it's going to be great field position again for the Stampeders. They're marking it all the way up at the 51-yard, just inside the 51-yard line of the Ravens.
I have no idea why they didn't go deep with the ball. They're covering the ball, the punts fairly well, or the kickoff. You know, the kicking game, they're covering it fairly well.
Yeah.
Boy, hey, that's beyond me.
Well, you can see he was angling it. Obviously, he didn't want it to go that short, but might have shanked it off the side of his foot, maybe. I don't know.
It's one thing to angle it. It's another thing to give them a great field position.
Yeah. Denome hands it off to Tan, and a great tackle in the backfield by Dresden Howe. Howe got in there almost as quick as the handoff.
Dresden Howe, coming into this game, had more than, I think he had 7 tackles on the season, solo tackles. He's pretty quick off the ball.
Well, being untouched doesn't hurt either.
Well, he came off the edge, and they were going the other way, so the flow was going the other way, and it just was a little slow developing, and so Howe was able to crack it down.
Oh, that's a penalty at any league. Sean Harper, the offensive lineman.
He's watching the ball.
And no, I think the center might have moved the ball. Did he move the ball? Yeah.
That's like Sean Calder.
Yeah. Coach Heath Chandler up here is saying that center moved the ball, so he did his job and drilled him. You can't wiggle that ball. And Sean Harper, a great ovation from the fans here at Alumni Field.
Find it a little concerning they're taking that long to talk about it.
Wow. So Harper's going to get called for
I thought they were
unnecessary
gonna do
roughness.
something like that.
And it's going to...
We don't have replay, so I can't see.
It's going to result
exactly
in a
what
first
happened.
down.
No justice.
And the crowd is really giving it to the refs on that call. So, no, it's not a first down. It'll be second down and 4.
There was an illegal procedure call against the Stampeders.
And Coach Millarnik and Coach Mills are out there basically saying, hey, he did his job by knocking him down.
What's the nose tackle going to do? The guy moves the ball, he goes into him.
That's right.
That's easy.
I don't get where the unnecessary roughness comes from. He didn't hit him in the head or anything. He pushed him by his shoulder pads. Put him on the seat of his pants. I don't agree with that one. It's basically the same as if he actually snaps it.
Rick,
You're going to hit him. You're going to move and hit him,
You know
right?
something, as I said before, we don't have replay. I didn't see the actual action, so all I can say, this is a very surprising call by the officials, but they made the call that, eventually you got to get on with the game. You got to play over it, whether it's the right call or the bad call.
Yeah, I like I say, they're still.
It should end up as a first down for Burlington.
Well, there's quite a delay here while they talk about it, and obviously the Essex coaching staff disagrees totally with the call.
Well, offside is 5, right? Roughness is 15. So basically what they did is they moved the ball up 10 yards, and it's going to be 2nd down and 4.
Well, I guess
They split the difference, yeah. That's what it looks like.
On the Ravens 34-yard line.
Well, the whole Essex defensive line is pointing at, I believe, it's number 77, Logan McLeod, saying he flinched. And the defensive line is right, so that's going to back him up again.
And the fans are giving sort of a Bronx cheer
Yeah.
away to the official saying, well, you called one against them.
Yeah. So
Now, in fairness to officials, most fans in the stands, they don't know the rules anyway. So they, and you know something, we're up here. We didn't see it close up.
yeah, no, but
It didn't have a good smell to it to me, but I don't know if it was right or wrong. It doesn't matter what we think. It is what it is.
that's right. In any event, it's 2nd and 9. Denome looking to pass. It's caught.
Can't miss that tackle.
No, missed tackle as Justin LeDrew is going to get the 1st down. Shouldn't have, but did.
Can't miss a tackle. Got a wrap.
Yep.
That is so frustrating when a coach sees that. You teach tackling, you teach how to wrap. He's got him wrapped up. The kid should have been on the ground, and he picks up a 1st down. Can't let that happen.
No.
Not if you're a Raven coach.
This time on a quarterback keeper, Denome.
Keone on the keeper. Penalty flag on the play.
That's going to be 15 yards. Late hit on the quarterback. And I think it's the 2nd player that came in, not the 1st.
I think it is too. That's the right call.
Oh,
Can't hit him.
no, and he was going out. The 1st player had him going out of bounds. He was
The
going.
2nd player came in and made contact while he was out of bounds.
Yeah.
Can't do that. Now the Ravens are giving out gifts. You know?
Yeah.
If it isn't one team, it's the other, playing Santa Claus.
Penalty against the Ravens.
Well, you know, share alike, right? Maybe not on the football field, but hand off to Tan. And Tan drags 3 Raven players with him down to the 10-yard line.
Well, you're reaching for him with your arms instead of hitting him low. If you wrap him up at the legs, he can't run. But if you grab him up top, his legs can still pump and he can carry 2 or 3 players. This young man does a great job of doing that.
Yep.
You got to tackle him low.
Gain of 10 yards on the play. Brings up 2nd down and 3.
Pass is intercepted by Nicholas Sullick out of St. Joseph's. And I know it's early in the 2nd half, Ross, but that could be a game-saving interception.
I don't think it's really early in the 2nd half. We're almost in the 3rd quarter. 4th quarter.
Yeah, that's true.
28 seconds to go.
No, but
But you're right. It's a good time to
Stampeders
do
had all
it.
the momentum.
Absolutely, and that takes a little bit of it away. But you know something, they're deep in their own end.
Yes. They're on
And in a
their
game
own-
like this, you want to get some 1st downs because you don't want to have to give up a safety.
Yeah.
But I would say if they don't get at least to center field, punt the ball away if it comes up on 3rd down and more than 1 yard.
Punt it as far as you can, yeah.
But that's, again, you know, Rick, I guess I've been out of coaching for a long time, but I guess, you know, you can take Ross out of coaching, you think, take the coach out of me.
Yeah. Handoff goes out to the 5-yard line.
that gives them a little breathing room. But again, they ran to the strength of the Stampeder defense,
Yeah,
which
that was
is
Connolly.
in the middle. They have solid line backing.
Actually, they're going to mark him at the 6. So still second down and long.
Ravens pick up 4 yards on the ground, bring up second down and 6. From their own 6-yard line.
Wow.
Russell's pass is incomplete.
Bayless had it in his hands.
Pass was intended for number
He had a first
7.
down.
He did. Yeah.
Dale Bayless.
Had a first down, just couldn't squeeze it.
Well,
Right.
I guess that's the end of the quarter.
It is.
We have 1 quarter to go, and right now it's knotted up.
We are tied after 3 quarters from here at Alumni Field. 22-22.
Peters, 22.
You know, to be honest with you, Rick, I'm getting tired. Just doing all this going back and forth like this, I'm getting tired out. I think we should have a commercial in here.
It's it's exciting. Well, I can put the mute button on the microphone for a minute. It's definitely not boring, that's for sure.
Decision time for Coach Malarney. 3rd down, 6 to go. He's either doing one of 2 things, I think. Although I've been surprised all night by Joe.
Yeah.
He's either going to punt the ball or give up 2.
And we know how much you just absolutely love giving up 2.
I guess that's one thing I like about the American game. They hardly ever give up a safety.
Yeah.
If you've got a great defense, punt the ball away. If you've got a great punter and great defense, punt it away. If your punter's a
Nope.
little shaky,
They're giving up 2 is
I understand that. If your punter's a little
Yeah.
shaky, and he hasn't been booming it tonight. In fact, coming into the game, he was averaging about 24 yards a punt. So
it hurts.
I
yeah.
understand why you give up
Yeah.
a safety. But if you've got somebody who can boom it 40 yards and you got a great defense, kick the ball away. Well, you know, for the most of the quarter, the 3rd quarter, it was a saw-off. You know, nobody really forced the issue.
A missed field goal
Yeah.
for a point. And then a 2-point safety to start the 4th.
But the Ravens not only got to stop the Stampeders, they got to hope to get some momentum back.
Yes. That's Tan again, running it out to the, getting outside to the right, and he's going to pick up 11 on the play for a first down.
That Kalen Tan is one fine running back.
He sure is, and I think it's, I mean, you got to watch everything, but I got a feeling that they might have taken him out and rested him at the end of the first half for a little bit. But here they do the old jet sweep with Jimenez, and Jimenez is going to gain, see where they spot him, 8 yards.
Number 3, Adrian Jimenez, ball carrier.
The Stampeders are doing a really good job of mixing up their calls. One side, the other side, they're going up the middle, they're throwing the ball. They're coming at you from all sorts of places.
I don't see a flag, but we'll have to see. Oh, timeout. Looks like by
A little uncertainty. They had a player running off the field and then coming back on, and they might have been caught with too many people. But we'll see after this timeout by the Stampeders. And it's going to be time for the Ravens to do a little bit of regrouping right now. They cannot afford to have the Stampeders go down the field and score a major right now, because that really puts the Ravens behind the 8 balls. Coming back from 9 when this game has been tight with each team all the way is going to make it virtually impossible for the Ravens to pull out a W.
Well, and I think too, also Ross, what I noticed on that is the offensive line on the near side here. He got across that line pretty quick, so I think that timeout might have saved the penalty too.
Oh,
because he jumped. He jumped.
I think you've got a point, Rick.
Yeah, he definitely jumped. He goes number 88 there. As the rest of the offensive line, their helmets were at his waist when they blew the whistle. I thought it was a penalty. So, quick, sneaky little handoff up the middle, and that's going to be another first down for the Stampeders.
Got a penalty. I'm not sure if it was procedure or offside.
Number 22, Petey Jones out there.
Well, they're going to talk about it and see.
I think it was offside, Ravens.
Yep.
Offside call against the Ravens. That's a 5-yard penalty. Resulting in a Stampeder first down.
That was a great tackle by number 54, Eli Dobsky Elliott, I believe, and Jackson Green, 49. They just sliced through that line untouched.
A loss of 3 yards on the play brings up second down and 13.
So a loss of 3 will bring up a 2nd and 13.
And I have a feeling you're going to see the ball in the air.
I think so. I'll tell you, like I mentioned earlier in the first half, I'm impressed with both quarterbacks' arms. No, they're going to go. I believe that's, I have to wait and see the pile here. I think that's Tan, their workhorse. No, it's number 40. Nick Honcher. So Honcher back in, and I don't see Tan out there. I think Honcher, he looks like he's a little bit bigger of a kid, maybe a stronger runner, whereas Tan to me seems like he's got the speed. But
they better make sure they get a count. The Ravens get a count.
And watch for the fake. Well, they do kick it away.
That's smart by the Stampeders. That's what, in my opinion, the Ravens should have been doing. Look at the position the Ravens are in right now. Field position is so important, and the Ravens coaching staff forgot all about it tonight, in my opinion.
That was Rakowska on the return.
Now, the trouble is that when you put the Ravens back deep like this, not only does it put them deep, and it's a long way to go, it chews up a lot of clock trying to move down the field, unless they have a quick strike, which is possible but not likely.
And in a lot of trouble trying to get out of it was Rochelo, as he didn't get much help back there and lost 2 on the play.
Loss of 2 yards on the play. Brings up second down
And it's far too soon in the game to gamble on 3rd down here when it comes up, if it does come up.
Ball on the Ravens 17-yard line.
Yeah. Well, especially this deep in your own zone, right? Roscoe's pass is almost picked off.
Number 5, Nate Roscoe's pass is incomplete. Pass was intended for number 82, Liam.
That was Andermarchi that almost came up with that.
12.
That's going to bring up a 3rd and 12.
And Rick, I hate to be repetitive, redundant, or whatever you call it, but field position is being played much more smartly by the part of the Stampeders than it is by the Ravens, and it's costing the Ravens heavily right now.
Yeah. It's really going to cost them now. As that's going to be another 2 points.
Safety.
I don't think they were conceding it, but after that snap, they had no choice.
With 7:41.
Well, it's going to be up to the defense right now to hold the Stampeders. I assume the Stampeders are going to take it at their 35, and the Ravens have got to force, a quick stoppage.
Yes.
They can't give the Stampeders, and my guess is the Stampeders are going to try and work clock right now.
Yeah. Well, they've got Tan back in the game.
Was that the green one that I saw up on the Jack?
Mom is not impressed.
Driving like you stole.
And that's who they give it to, and he comes out of that pile. Takes a big hit.
Number 22.
Nope, pardon me, that was number 22. That was Keegan Jones, not Tan.
Great defensive hit comes from number 2, Aiden Dufresne.
It's enough for another 1st down.
Here comes the play. Stampeders 1st down.
If I'm the Stampeders, Rick, I'm chewing up yardage.
Oh, run.
The clock. Now you're going to throw in the odd pass, but you're going to focus more on the run game.
Yeah. Tan gets the ball again, cuts back to the right, and he's going to gain about 8 on the play and keeps the clock running.
Gain of 7 yards on the play, brings up 2nd down and 3.
And no hustle on the part of the Stampeders to
No.
run the play.
Absolutely.
Smart coaching.
Handing the ball off again to Honchar.
It might have been a fumble. No, maybe not.
If not, it looks like the spot's going to be enough for a 1st down. But the Ravens say they have it. And so do the officials. Wow. What a turn of events here in the late in the 4th quarter.
Stampeders had all the momentum.
They
and
did.
They just gave the Ravens a nice gift. Now it's up to the Ravens to exploit that gift and do something with the ball.
Take advantage of it. Yeah, absolutely.
6 minutes left in the game, Rick. Just over 6 minutes.
Yeah.
6:05 on the clock.
Thing is, though, with those 2 safeties, a field goal does Essex no good.
Number 22, Ryan Connolly, the ball carrier.
Connolly will gain about 1 yard on
Running
the
into
play.
the teeth of the Stampeder defense.
Yeah.
On the play. Brings up second down and 9.
You know, it's easy to be critical up here, Rick. And
Why?
we're not down there,
We were both thinking the same thing. I was just going to say,
but yeah.
it's easy from up here, but to me, if something hasn't worked,
It's
you
not
can
gonna
only
start-
go to the well so many times and it's dry.
It's not going to start working if it hasn't worked already.
No. Nice out pass is complete, and that's going to bring up a 3rd and short.
This time he's got to go for it.
Yeah. Brian Connolly with the reception.
But the chances of a short pass, a short out, or a short slant, or a skinny post is a lot better than going really deep on an out. Oh, a procedure call against
Got a
the
procedures
Ravens.
coming back.
Penalty flag, the play.
I'm not sure they're going to take the penalty. They may decline it.
Well, it's 3rd and 3. 3 yards is a long way.
Well, they're still showing second down, and it's going to be second and what? About
Well, it should be
13.
3rd.
It's out.
Or 2nd if they take the penalty.
I decline it. You know.
Looks like they're backing him up.
Okay.
Coach across there is pointing, waving back.
Call against the Ravens.
Back him up.
Lining up without an end. Your penalty.
Well, you knew the Ravens were going to go for it, whether it's third down or second down or whatever
Right,
it is.
right.
So I can understand Coach Wilson of the Stampeders taking the penalty in that case. It gives the Ravens 2 cracks to make about 13, 14 yards.
Yeah. Pass is through the hands of Malachi Jackson, and that's 2. But we got a flag on the far side of the field.
Penalty flag on the play.
And after singing his praise all night long, Jackson has missed the last 2 that even he knows he should have had.
Illegal procedure, Ravens.
This one I might decline.
Procedure call against the Ravens.
And they just flipped the down marker, so it looks like they are going to decline.
Penalty is
So it'll be
declined.
3rd and
Brings up third
13.
down to 14. 50-50 ticket for the
4:52. They're pretty much in 3-down territory.
Ticket number 163715.
Well,
163.
again, down and distance is such a factor here.
Rochlo airs it up. Incomplete. And no pass interference. But look at all the red jerseys around the one Raven player.
That's a good example of throwing into coverage.
Absolutely.
Peters.
So 4:39 left on the clock. The Ravens need a big and quick stop right here. They need a 2 and out.
Another turnover would help.
Yes, it would. Gain of 6 on the carry, as that was Tan back in the ball game.
Number 30, Cameron Tan, the ball carrier.
He just explodes through that line. I've been
Well,
impressed with
you know
him.
something? They have a lot of misdirection,
Yeah.
and the Ravens are not adjusting to it very well at all.
Tan again gets to the outside, gets the first down and more as he gets inside the Raven 30-yard line.
Ravens haven't given contain to that play very much tonight at all.
50-50 tickets for his
And you know, if there's another score posted by the Stampeders,
It's done.
it's going to be real trouble for the Ravens.
Prize was 163901.
especially if it's a major.
Well, Ravens did a nice job and contain there. Didn't
Yep.
get outside.
Jordan.
Too often tonight the Stampeders have been getting to the edge, but the Ravens shut it down this
Ticket
time.
number for the cash prize of $240
2nd and 10.
goes to ticket number 164558. 164558. $240 winner. Essex Ravens would like to thank everyone for their continued support.
Too much time.
Yeah.
That's a time count violation, or as we say in some, a delay a game. I think that was a time count violation, not a receiver.
Well, the two receivers on this side were pretty quick upfield, but
Yeah,
it was. I think it
referee's
could
not
have
going
been.
to call that. That's going to be the head linesman or the line
Yeah.
judge. And with 3 minutes on the clock probably shouldn't start until the snap.
That's the 3-minute warning.
He's starting it. I'm surprised.
Yeah. Tan gets the ball again. This time he's only going to gain a couple. So it'll be 3rd and 13.
First contact made by number 48, Jordan Strickland.
Field goal, if they go field goal. I don't know if they're going field goal or not,
Third
but
down and 13.
I would go field goal if they're rather than punt it. Because
I
if they
would
go
too.
field goal, that gives them an 8-point lead. Is it 26? So I make it 29.
7-point
7-point
lead.
lead. 7-point lead.
Ravens would need
So-
a converted touchdown
Convert a
just to
touchdown
tie.
Yeah.
There's a flag. That's got to be time count. Yeah.
Charged against the Stampeders.
I think they were hoping to maybe have Essex jump. They didn't, so they took the penalty.
Well, they also ran clock down, a lot of clock down.
Yeah.
And that's what they primarily wanted to do.
So the Ravens have Malachi Jackson on the near side, back deep. And it gets by him into the end zone. And all they got to do is get it out of the end zone. And they just got it out.
That'll give them the 20-yard line.
Yeah, so it'll give him the 20. Good heads up running there by Kevin Rakowska. But again, a field goal does them no good. They have to get a touchdown here. They have to go down in 2:13 on the clock and get a touchdown.
There must be some type of issue with
First down and 10, Ravens.
the Stampeders. Coach Wilson wants to talk to the officials.
2:13 to play in the fourth quarter.
It was a quick talk.
Stampeders 26, your Ravens 22.
Pass. And we got a pass interference on Jordan Bayless. And to me, it looked like the defender did have his hand in there a little too
I think it
early.
was number 45, wasn't it, for the Stampeders that the penalty was on?
You could be right.
Jordan Endermarchi.
Yeah. That's the first pass interference of the game for either team. That one.
Yes, it is.
They've defended well, or clean anyway. This time rolling out is Rochelo. Airs it out and it's caught! Wow! Caught between 3 defenders.
That's a remarkable catch.
Jay Bayless. How did he come up with that?
Amazing.
It's not a 50-50 ball when it's 1 against 3.
That was a tremendous. But it was a. Don't disregard the throw.
No,
That's a tremendous throw.
he just like dropping it in the bucket. He put a lot of yards under that throw.
And you know, he evaded anybody coming in to make the tackle, so he did a good job of evading
Yeah.
being tackled.
And they pitch it back. That's not going to go anywhere.
Safe to say they're in 3-down territory, Rick.
Oh, they have to be. They have to. They're down by 4.
I was being facetious.
Okay.
It's obvious even to the person that's just watching football for the first time.
It's been a long day. So 2nd and 10. Rochelo looking to pass. He's got a man open. And it's caught, but it'll be short of a first down. I think that was Pettit, number 25, that caught that. But he's short by a yard.
Not sure I wouldn't take a timeout here, Rick. Take a timeout and get your team settled down.
Yeah, make sure exactly what you want.
Everything.
Yeah.
And you know something? I go on the first count now. I wouldn't go on the second or third count.
No.
Just go on the first count so nobody jumps the gun.
I don't know if I'd go shotgun though either. But the pitch is to Connolly, and that's 3 times on 3rd and 1. They pitched it back, which makes me nervous. I'm sure it does you too, but it's worked each time. Connolly's managed to get just enough outside to get 4 or 5 yards.
I checked and my pulse is reasonably under control.
Yeah. We need blood pressure cuffs on our arms here. 47 seconds. The clock is winding down.
A lot of time running off.
They are.
Not the play to call, I don't think. Again, into the teeth of the defense.
Well,
No, Rick, you don't run into the teeth of the defense. That's where all the red jerseys were.
no, you're right. But McKessie had to stop. The handoff was on his hip, not in his belly.
Didn't matter. He wasn't going anywhere with all those
No.
red jerseys.
So, in any event, they
You know
lose.
what's been working for the Ravens is the pass and getting to the edge.
Yeah,
Even some type of counter, some type of reverse action.
yeah. So it's basically 2nd and goal.
Well, it's interesting. The Ravens haven't taken the time out here. Burlington has.
Oh, okay. I thought Ravens did.
Well, I'm just going by the scoreboard, which shows the Ravens still have their 2 left, and Burlington only has 1 left.
You better put your glasses on because that scoreboard says 1-1.
Does it say 1-1?
Yes, it
Oh, yeah, I don't have my glasses on. You're right.
I know.
I'm pleased, Rick. You're right.
Hey, even a blind squirrel gets a nut once in a while.
And you just found a nut.
I just found one.
Good for you, Rick.
Washlow looking to the end zone, fires the goal, touchdown Ravens!
They don't want to take a penalty. They got coaches running down the field. You don't want that.
Jaden Bayless with a beautiful diving reception. And it is 28-26, Ravens with 27 seconds left.
And you're going to go for the single for sure, based on the fact that at least the most they'd have a field goal would tie.
That's right. This is an important
This is an important
extra point right here.
They've got to get this extra. The Ravens, for the Ravens, they've got to get the extra point. And you know that the Stampeders are going to bring the house on this one.
Yeah. And it's blocked. Oh, flag on the far side, though. They may get a retry. We'll have to
Offside.
see.
I just heard from Heath Chandler that the Stampeders were offside.
I think so. The guy who blocked it got in. He got through the line pretty quick. For those on YouTube here who might just be tuning in and seeing Ravens football for the first time, just want to let you know that these are the junior varsity. These kids are 17 and under.
16 and under.
16 and under. So what a show by these young 16 and under kids. The extra point is good on the retry. So the Ravens lead by 3 with 27 seconds left. And they have to play somewhat of a prevent defense. They got to keep them out of field goal range, because we've seen what the Stampeders kicker's leg is like tonight.
Yes, we have.
What an absolute... Well, we're not at the arena. If we were at Windsor Arena and I was still doing the splits, I'd say barn burner, but I'm going to say field burner here at Alumni Field.
I'm good with that.
You good with that? Okay. Your opinion's the only one that counts to me, Ross.
Well, thank you, Rick.
I hope a bolt of lightning doesn't come down and hit me for that lie.
It may well.
They got to kick it as hard and as far as they can and get down there with the coverage.
That's the key, Rick. The coverage here, the kick and the coverage, two very important factors right now.
A fairly good kick. Now get down there for the coverage. To the 30, that's not bad coverage. About a 10-15 yard return.
But the old saying, don't let anybody get behind you if you're a defender. Nobody gets behind you.
No. There's the pass is way over the head of the intended receiver. That was Ryan Fancy, but he was well covered by the defense.
You know,
As sorry, Ross, Dufresne was right in his hip pocket.
for those of us who've been involved in sports, Rick, we know that the euphoria of victory is never as intense an emotion as the despair of defeat. And these two teams have given their all tonight. They've been well coached overall. They've played their hearts out, and it's really tough to see one of these teams go down.
Yeah.
And I think the Ravens are taking another timeout.
Yeah. Well, you can tell. Just listen to those fans that are just below us, as it's loud here at Alumni Field. And this is one of those games, Ross, where okay, fine, we're basically, pro Ravens. We've been doing their games for 22 years together. You and, of course, great man in Greg Wood, the co-founders of the Ravens. I miss Woody being here this year, but unfortunately, Woody suffered a injury and could not make any of the games this year. But in case you're watching, Woody, we love you. We miss you. Speedy recovery. And this is the type of game you hate to see a loser.
Absolutely, and I will say about Greg Wood, without Greg Wood, there is no Ravens football program.
No, you're right.
He gives me credit as being the co-founder, and that's kind of Greg, but he was the motor that made this thing work.
Yeah.
And you got to give credit to Glenn Mills, who's kept it going for all these years.
Yes. 2nd and 10, the pass is caught and out of bounds, but shy of the first down. Well, we'll see where they mark it, actually. Was Sabarin. They're going to mark him at the 42, so that's going to be a first down. Wow, he got a favorable spot there.
But you know, the Ravens
seconds left.
The Ravens have to go somewhat of a prevent defense. You can't let anybody get behind you.
No.
And right now, the corners are bailing. There's no press action by the corners right now. They're bailing, and they've got deep coverage. The linebackers are back.
First down, picked off. That'll do it. Just go down. We got a penalty marker on the play, but it was well after the interception. Trying to see
Against the Ravens, I don't know if they're going to call it well the play was on or not.
That was Dante Cava, number 52, who stepped up and just snatched that pass away. The flag came out late. Unnecessary roughness against Essex. But
Game's
that is
over.
the game because it happened after the interception, so the Ravens keep the ball. And the Ravens win this ball game 29-26.
When you're ready, give us a heads up.
Well, I'll tell you, folks, I hope you were as enjoyed and treated to as good a game as we were. This thing, it came down to the last minute of the game. As we mentioned at the half, the first quarter was all Stampeders, second quarter all Ravens. Not much really in the second half. Couple 2-point conversions, an extra missed point until the 11:31 of the fourth quarter. A great catch by number 7 for the Ravens, Bayless, just inside the goal line to win it for the Ravens.
And you know something, that was a remarkable catch, but what a, you know, and you got to give credit to Joe Malarnick and his coaching staff. Even though they were almost at the place where it was game over for them, they kept those kids focused and in this game, and all credit goes to the players, of course, but also the coaching staff of the Ravens. But don't discount the effort of the Burlington Stampeders. That's a fine organization,
Yes.
a fine group of players, great coaches. This was just a great game to watch.
Yeah, it sure was, and I think going into the next playoff game, Coach Malarnick, he's going to tell the kids they have to clean up on the penalties.
And I might even mention to him, Joe, give some thought to field position. But you know something? This team came up with a W, and that's the bottom line.
Yeah, and next week, of course, Ross and I will be back here at Alumni Field. The varsity Ravens will start their playoffs. Game time, Ottawa Myers Riders, and that game will be at 7 o'clock. If you don't have your TV, it will be on YouTube. You won't hear us, I don't think, unless we can maybe set this microphone up along with our headsets through your TV. We'll see if Glenn can work some magic or not. But if you want to see the varsity Ravens tune in on your TV next Saturday at 7 o'clock. On behalf of the coach, Ross Pettigrew, I'm Rick Burns. Good night, everyone.